Hello, welcome to the guess and check factoring lesson. I hope you guys can hear everything. I'll try to go slow and make sure I make every effort to pronounce everything clearly. Okay, here we go. So this is guess and check factoring. First thing you want to do is you want to make a couple of blank parentheses because that's how your final answer is going to look. It's going to look like a bunch of parentheses, just like how I have it there. And I'm gonna make two of them, two pairs, because it's not always gonna work out on the first try. I wonder why one color went blue, one color went black. But oh well. Let's see if I can fix that. Let's get rid of these parentheses. Let's make everything one color. Okay, that's better. Okay, so in each parentheses you want to put in the front the two things that are able to make 6x squared. So on one side I'm going to make 3x and 2x, right? Because 3 and 2 make 6. And x make x squared. In the other parentheses, there's another way to make 6x squared. That'll be 1x and 6x. So I have two options because I don't know which one works. I mean, actually I do, but for the purposes of this video, I want to make sure I take you on a journey that's going to resemble what you're going to go through when you do your own problems. So that's the first thing you do. Two sets of parentheses, then you put in the front the numbers and letters that make the very, very front of your problem, which is 6x squared. Okay, and in the back of each of these parentheses, you're going to put the two numbers that make negative 14. So you got to be careful because a lot of kids, they do this. They go like negative 7 and they go negative 2. So while that does make 14, it makes the wrong kind of 14. It makes a positive 14. So to fix that is easy. Just make one of these two things a positive. So I'll just make that guy positive. Okay, so negative 7 and positive 2, that makes you negative 14. Okay. And then on this side, I don't know, let's just try the opposite. Let's try positive 2 and negative 7, because that still makes negative 14 also. Okay. All right, so no guarantees this is going to work, but let's just give it a try. Yeah. And like I said, this is called guess and check factoring, so you're trying to guess what you think the answer is, and you check to see if you're correct after you guess what you think the answer is. So here's how you check the answer, though. Okay. So you're going to go and you're going to multiply your two numbers on the inside. Yeah, so just like with that little rainbow, upside down rainbow I just drew, so these two things are going to connect, you're going to multiply them together, and they're going to make negative 14x. Okay? Then you're going to do the same things to the outer two terms, the 3x and the 2. Yeah? And when you do that, they make, what does it make? 6x. Okay? And then when you combine these two things together, you want to see if they make the negative 17x that's in the middle of your original problem. So, what did it make? It made negative 8x. Yeah, so does this answer work? No, because while we did make 6x squared, while we did make negative 14, we did not make the negative 17x. So it doesn't necessarily mean I chose the wrong numbers. It just means that maybe I put the numbers in the wrong spot. Yeah, or it could mean I chose the wrong numbers too. So let's try to check out this other scenario right here. So we got 2 and 6x, that's going to be 12x. We got 1x and negative 7, so that's going to be negative 7x. And when I combine these guys together, they make 5x. Is 5x my number in the middle? No. So did I guess correctly on that one? Unfortunately not. I didn't guess correctly on that one either. So we're going back to the guessing game again. Okay. So let's see. I need a little bit more space. All right. Let's see if I can fit all this in. So I'm going to make blank parentheses again. And is there any other way to make 6? 3 and 2, that's one way. 1 and 6, that's another way. I don't think there's any other combinations, so we'll just stick with the ones that we have so far. So I'll go back to 3x and 2x. And let's see if that's going to be the combination that actually ends up working. So we'll find out though. Oops, my eraser, sorry. Okay, so are there other ways to make 14? Yeah, you can do 1 and 14, but I don't think that's going to work. So I'm going to try and just reverse my numbers here. So you see up top here I had negative 7 and positive 2. If I just switch the location of these numbers, like I put a positive 2 here instead, and I put a negative 7 there instead, you might not think it's going to make a difference, but because you're multiplying different numbers together in the middle, right, like these two guys will make 4x. And on the outside, these guys are going to make negative 21x. When you combine them together, they make your negative 17x. So even if we use the same 3x and 2x like up above, and we still use the positive 2 and the negative 7, it created a different combination of numbers that were going to multiply together, and we were therefore able to make negative 17x. So this answer right here ends up being the combination we want. So this final answer for this problem is going to be 3x plus 2 and 2x minus 7. So this is the combination that actually ended up working. Okay? All right, so let's try another problem. Okay, so let's not try that one. Actually, we can try this one. Yeah, there's a number of ways to make 4. So we can do like 1 and 4 and 2 and 2 and see which one works. Yeah. So I have no idea what this problem is going to be. I didn't pre-plan the answer as far as knowing what's going to work. So if I make more attempts to get the right combination, then yeah, that's just going to take you on the same journey you're going to go on, which is you're going to have to struggle to figure out if you can find the answer. Yeah, so just don't give up, keep trying. Okay, and 30, wow, there's a lot of ways to make 30, right? 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6, and yeah, there's a ton of ways to make 30. So just keep in mind you want to make positive 30, so you can go negative, negative, or positive and positive. We're not going to go negative, positive like the last time because we're dealing with a positive 30, so keep that in mind. Okay, so let's see, maybe I'll go with 5 and 6, yeah, and I'll go with positive 5 and positive 6. Okay, so let's check that out. So we have 20x and we have 6x. So bad thing here is this makes a positive 26. Yeah, is the number I wanted in the middle supposed to be positive at all? No, it's supposed to be negative. Yeah, so what can I do to my sign so that I'll actually get a negative middle number? Right, I don't think I can use positive 5 and positive 6 anymore. I might want to use the negatives. Yeah, so yeah, let's redo this. Yeah, let's just change this out to become a negative. Change this guy out to become a negative. Let's see what kind of changes that makes to our final middle number. So both of those are negative. So now my negative 20 pops in there, and my negative 6 also appears. And what does that do to my number? That's obviously wrong. It's not negative 43, but at least I got a negative number. So the thing I want to remember from this is you don't want to use 2 pluses for your numbers. You want to use 2 negatives. So just keep that in mind. Okay? All right, so this one didn't work, so let's try the 2 and the 2. So let's see. What about 3 and 10? And I'll put 3, I'll put 10. And I got to remember, I'm not going to use positives because that's going to make a positive middle number in the end. So I want to make negative numbers instead. So negative 3, negative 10. And let's see how that works. Okay, so I got negative 6x. And I got negative 20x. Wow, I got the exact same middle number. I got negative 26x. Okay, I didn't do that on purpose. Yeah, that was just pure coincidence. So were either solutions correct? Unfortunately not. Yeah, so I got to try guess again. So let's see if I can get the third time to be the correct combination. And I think I know what it is. I kind of saw some numbers that combined pretty well when I was doing the first 2 problems. So I think I locked in on the right combination. So I'm going to stick with the 1x and 4x. Yeah. And let's see. I kind of like the negative 3 and negative 10. I think that's going to work. So let's put a negative 10 here. And let's put a negative 3 there. Okay. So let's just check. 1x and 4x. Yep, that's my 4x squared. Negative 10 and negative 3, that's my positive 30. And let's see, let's check out the middles. So these two numbers multiply, I get negative 40x. Oops, 40, not 4x, sorry. Negative 40x. And these two numbers, negative 3x. And when they combine, they make negative 43x. Is that the number I wanted in the middle? Surely is. So my final answer for this problem is going to be, okay, so you don't have to write 1x if you don't want to. You can just write x if you want to as well. That's perfectly fine. 1x, x, same thing. Yeah. So x minus 10 and 4x minus 3. Okay, and this is where usually students ask me, does it matter if the x minus 10 is in the front and the 4x minus 3 is in the back? Can I switch them around and write this instead? So this, if you're confused about what I meant, this is what I mean. Is this the same exact answer? Yes, those two things are the exact same answer. So if you just put them in a different order, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, so don't worry about that kind of stuff.